I tend to do my office work at the church at very odd hours due to it not being my primary job. Well, one night I went to our youth space and I was prepping the space for the next day. As I was upstairs, I was unloading in the dark. I began to hear a soft cooing of a baby, and then it went quiet. I froze, hands full of supplies.
I'm leaving.
I wouldn't be up there.
As I turned in a circle looking around at nothing but darkness, a child let out a quick little laugh. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles. Hey, I'm so excited. I love doing this podcast. I just got to put that out there. It never gets old.
Sure doesn't.
And there is no end in sight for the show.
Sir.
There really is not. So just so people know, joining me in the studio today, I have Mr. Gabe Cuomo for the first time.
What up, y'all?
Welcome, bro. And we have... That's disgusting.
Hey, guys. It's Isaiah.
Yo,
This is Isaiah's first time, actually.
someone DM'd the show and said that they were like, hey, you really shouldn't be eating on the podcast. That really is a turnoff for a lot of people.
I don't care.
Yeah. And then I was like, sorry, it's
And
already
then
out there.
I
You invited Isaiah.
So sorry. So sorry.
So let's kick this off. We got some youth group stories. I started describing the show as jaw-dropping youth group stories because I feel like that kind of encompasses pretty much all of these stories.
Yeah, I would agree.
But this first one is from Brock. Brock said, our youth group was sitting outside getting ready to start a Bible study when all of a sudden the neighborhood stray cat ran into the middle of everyone and proceeded to dramatically birth kittens in front of the entire youth.
Oh, wow. It's a nice science experiment right before your eyes.
Which, if
Yes,
you've seen cats be
science.
born, it's disgusting.
Biology,
I don't know. Have you ever seen
science.
kids be born?
I have not, but it can be
I
pleasant.
mean, health class, yes, too. But
Didn't have that.
that's it. Well, I'm glad you didn't have that. That would be awkward if you had health class, brother.
No.
I gotta were you homeschooled, right?
Please tell us about health classes, Gabe.
Did Gabe have health class?
I kind
Yes,
of
he
skipped
did.
it. I had a health class
How do you
book.
skip a
and I was
homeschool?
like, because that's a whole story. My sister was sick a lot, so I just didn't do school.
I skipped a lot of it too, don't worry.
Yeah, so I
Don't
just
talk
like
about her like that. She's a saint.
She's
a beautiful woman.
She is. I love her to death, but she was sick a lot. And my mom wasn't home, so I didn't do school for like 3 years.
Valid, for real.
So I just kind of like skipped through and cheated on health. So
If there's one you're gonna skip,
Yep.
you know.
also, mom, if you can hear me, surprise.
I barely made it through high school.
Cairo says hi.
Oh, freaking love that.
Who
dude.
does?
He says he loves
Cairo Shazer.
Cairo.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the
So
dude.
for those listening to the show, we are Instagram Live, and if you want to join the live next time, it's Youth Group Chronicles on Instagram is where we go live. So definitely go check that out. I've had people ask if we go live on TikTok anymore. No, we went. I don't know what it was.
No, it wasn't me.
No one said anything wrong, and someone just reported us anyway, and TikTok blocked the
No
account,
way.
locked it up for at least a week or two, and I'm not going back to doing a live because I don't want that happening again.
That's why.
So anyway, this is a story from Jamie. This is my biggest youth ministry fail. During a graduation service, I was reading the bio of a senior boy, and in front of everyone, I said that he would be successful instead of successful.
That's a fail. I mean, like, if you just kept going, nobody would have, like...
It's true.
I would imagine that they
know what I
enunciated
mean?
it a lot better, would be my guess.
Why would you enunciate that part?
I
of
don't
that
think it was
word
on
anyway?
purpose.
That boy was successful. Like,
So successful. Like, well, hey now.
successful.
If you enunciated too much, you did it on purpose.
Yeah, right.
See, that's a
Freudian
fact.
slip. Freudian slip is crazy.
Right. You can say successful, and
She wanted
nobody
to say
knows.
it. She
Nobody
wanted to
knows.
say it.
She said it
She
on
wanted to
purpose.
say it. You nasty. You demented. Oh, God.
If you guys have stories you want to send it to the show, we have a new email address that we just set up. We're like all official now. stories@ygcpodcast.com is where you can send it in. If you're wondering about the old Gmail address or you're listening to old episodes still, it does work, but the new email address is all official, so definitely start sending your stories there. Clint said, accidentally stumbled across your page, but man, I'm glad I did.
So
Clint,
he says-
we are glad to have you.
So he says, why does the tip of your head look like you never take your hat off?
Why does it look like I never take my hat off? I don't
Not
get
them
it.
flaming.
Huh? I don't
Not
get
them
it.
flaming. And yeah, it's fine.
Andy said, I tend to do my office work at the church at very odd hours due to it not being my primary job. Sometimes 6 p.m., sometimes 2 a.m. Well, one night I went to our youth space and I was prepping the space for the next day. As I was upstairs, I was unloading in the dark. I began to hear a soft cooing of a baby, and then it went quiet. I froze, hands full of supplies.
Nah.
I'm leaving.
Nah. I wouldn't be up there.
As I turned in a circle looking around at nothing but darkness, a child let out a quick little laugh.
I'm
Nope.
swinging.
Nope, no shot.
If it gets knocked out, it's fine. I'm swinging.
I dropped everything and just stood there waiting for a fist fight with a toddler.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then after about 45 seconds, it happened again.
Somebody's getting knocked the
The
frick out.
same cooing and then the same laugh.
Oh, it was a baby doll.
Finally, it clicked that I had heard those sounds before. As I spun around and twisted my head, I noticed a small blue light on one of our Bluetooth speakers I was using for when we were playing games. Turns out my phone was in my truck and it had connected to the speaker and it was playing a video of my nephew.
Nah, bro. I'm swinging.
The hair would be standing up on the back of my neck.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not giving it a second chance.
No, I'm
I'm
not
not in the
listening
building
again.
anymore. I'm
I'm
not
not
in the
listening
building
again.
anymore. I am gone. You will never see me in that building again.
No, so this past weekend, bro, we stayed at Faith Bible College up in Maine. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are amazing. But I had to use the bathroom. And in their admin part of the college, for some reason, the women's bathroom is right next to the office. The men's bathroom is downstairs in what looked like a dungeon, right? So I'm literally following the stairs downstairs, right? And on the stairway, at the end of the stairway on the door, you see a golden man pointing to down the hallway. I opened the door and I don't know if it was the sound of the door opening or if it was like anything else, but all of a sudden I hear like this and I run as fast as I can up these steps. Mind you, I'm a 350-pound black man. So to me, I was running fast, but if it was on camera, you would probably saw the slowest man running up these steps. I get to the top of the steps and I'm hauling, y'all. I'm hauling. Somebody comes out of the room and they're just like, Isaiah, what happened? I was like, I just tried to go to, don't go to the bathroom. Go back in the hallway. It was the scariest moment because the hallway, it was dark down there and all I could see was
No lie, I hate anything
lockers.
alone in the dark.
And I was
Yeah,
like, nah, this is crazy.
I don't do horror movies. I don't do anything like that. And I'm
It
still
was crazy, bro.
freaked out.
Bro, I don't even watch movies in the dark. I'm like, can someone turn a light on?
No, for real.
It's too dark in here.
If I could be downstairs in my living room, and when I turn off the lights to go upstairs, bro, I'm running. Because have y'all seen that TikTok where he turns off the light and he's in the basement and something tries to run after him?
Yes.
Yo, that's exactly what I think about.
I have a question, though. Do you think you're faster than a ghost?
Absolutely, I'm faster than the ghost. And if I'm not, I'm beating the frick out of it. I don't care. Me and the ghost are going to have hands.
I don't know if you know much about ghosts. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Listen, I don't care. I got the Holy Ghost.
We
I
used
say
to,
one word and it
Okay.
has to leave.
Remember when we
Okay.
used to record this in the
Youth Group
theater?
Chronicles. I got the Holy Ghost.
We used to
Lift your
record
hand.
this in, I would call it an abandoned theater.
Absolutely.
It was definitely
That was
abandoned.
the scariest thing.
And I would have to go early to set up and have to leave after my guest. Dude, I tell you, I brought a gun every time.
Anytime
I really did bring a gun. That's how
anytime I
freaked out
left
I
that
was.
theater and Sam was there alone, I was like, bro, you want me to stay?
I was
This
like,
is mad
yeah.
weird. I was like, this is mad
Yeah, you
weird,
can say,
bro.
sure, dude, please.
I'm like, Sam, I'm not leaving you here.
It was so creepy, man.
It's
It was
creepy,
dark,
bro.
quiet.
Plus,
There's like a stairwell that goes down.
for
Yeah.
some reason, in our minds as human beings, if it's older, it's hunted. I don't care what it is. So that
It's
theater,
old. It's dark. There are some sort of evil things in that building.
I don't care if it's Nosferatu from SpongeBob.
Nosferatu.
I don't care. I don't give a frick. Nah, man, I was so afraid when I heard that noise.
What
at
was
that
it, a
Bible
door?
college. It was probably the door I opened. but it was an echo down the hallway because that hallway was as far as I could see. I was like, why would I go to the bathroom down here? I could be on the commode
if that was on like
and something kill me. Like I'm not, and you'd never find me.
if
You'd never
there
find me.
is security
down
cam
here.
footage of if there's
Why would you
security
down
cam
there?
footage of you running, I would literally pay for it right now.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I would
same.
pay money for that.
I was hauling.
we put it on Youth Group Chronicles.
I was hauling. It was bad. It was bad.
This is a story from April. April said, one night we were having youth group outside and a pair of dogs ran into the middle of our Bible study and started humping each other right in front of all the kids.
Perfect.
Some of the younger students started saying, look, they're playing.
Oh,
It's wrestling.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I said that as a kid about a horse actually one time.
Oh, nice.
Well,
That's a lot less subtle than a dog.
I have a story about the Moss house that I'll keep to myself.
My mom would, yeah.
Hey, yo.
You would
The crazy thing
be
was
banned from the podcast.
was it the same youth group that
The cat?
with the cats?
No,
Because
I
then
was
they got
wondering
both
that. I
ends.
was looking at who sent it.
Cat
I don't
dog.
believe so. They're two different people. I don't think they're connected at all.
Wow. That's wild.
Bummer.
Not bummer.
So Corinne's on. She said that's what Ezra said tonight at Eldridge. What did he see, Corinne? Probably said like ducks or something. This is
We say it's
an anonymous story. One time we took our middle school youth group students hiking on a mountain. However, when we divided the kids into groups to hike up the trail, I ended up with these two brothers who didn't like each other. My kids were pretty quick, so they were walking quite a bit faster than me. And as I was hiking, I lost sight of these two brothers.
Oh no.
I became a bit hectic as I didn't see them. Yet, as I was still watching these other 6 kids, I couldn't just run off and go get the kids. When I looked over to my right, there was a cliff. And all I see is one of the brothers trying to push his brother over the cliff. Mind you, these boys had just watched Lion King the night before. So this boy decided to try and hang his brother off the cliff and sacrifice him like you saw in the movie.
Well, I mean,
Hang on. Hang on.
which one
What?
which one was stronger?
That's a great question. What's
The one hanging off, I don't know.
How did we resolve this situation?
Apparently, they were okay. That's what she
Oh,
said.
so they
That's
both came
good.
home.
They
Okay.
both came home.
All right.
Otherwise, that would not have made it on the podcast.
That's crazy.
But if one did get pushed off, they would have heard it because they were in the woods that day.
I feel like that's going on T-shirt.
Yeah, it has to. It
So-
has to.
I saw Lion King so much when I was little, and never once was I like, you know what?
I'm gonna try this on John.
Well, that's because you're
I'm
the
gonna just
youngest.
huck my brother off.
That's because you're the youngest.
Maybe
My
they were
brothers
thinking it
didn't
about
even do
you.
that.
You never know.
Listen, my brothers once duct taped me to our porch wall. So they did a bunch of stuff. Not weird.
I was about to say,
But-
hopefully he doesn't say a bunch of weird stuff.
But they never tried to murder me, which is nice. I can't just. That's insane.
Can't
That's
fit-
great. I
So-
can't get it.
When Ben was not taller than me, Ben's my brother.
Throwback.
There was a while there where I had the upper hand quite a bit, and I was strong enough where I could take both of his wrists and hold them in one of my hands. So that meant I had a free hand to like beat him
Right.
up. So I had this pillow. My parents still have this pillow. I was smashing him over the head with this pillow while I'm like pinning him down with the other hand. And then I stop and I start to walk away, and he grabs the pillow and whips it at me, bounces off my shoulder and lands in our ash bucket. Do you know what pillow this
yeah.
is?
I know.
no.
And there is like burn holes in this pillow. And he got in trouble
That is the
for
most.
retaliating.
Honestly, though, that's the most younger brother thing I've ever heard.
So-
which is it's amazing that you got away with that.
Yep.
So one time, me and my sister, we were watching wrestling, right? And you know the full Nelson. I tried
Well.
to do that to my sister. My sister is 4 years older than me, and at that time, I'm the youngest out of 9. So at that time, I wasn't the tallest and the biggest of my siblings as I am now. And when I
Humble
tell
brag.
you that she threw me through the wall, when I realized where I was sitting inside of the wall. And my brother had to come and pick me up out of the wall. And then the scariest part of that whole thing was when my mom got home, she was like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm gonna let your father deal with you when he gets home.
That's the worst.
When I tell you I packed my bags, I took my toy and I packed my bags and I walked to the nearest park, which is like, we were in an apartment complex. So I walked to the nearest park and I sat on the slide and I contemplated everything. My friends came over. I was just like,
is a movie
not
right
right now,
now.
guys.
This is the
I'm
most.
contemplating.
This is the most Hello Darkness, my old friend
I'm
moment.
contemplating everything. They're just like, yo, what happened? I was like, I went through a wall and now my dad, like, I know he's gonna
put me through another
he's gonna
wall.
put me through another one. So when he got home, he did the most Doug thing. I promise. When he got home, he sat us down. He looked at us and was just like, and went upstairs. Bro, we had to sit down for so long, and then he came down and he was just like, there is no Christmas for none of y'all. And I bawled. I cried so hard. And then, he did the Pentecostal thing. We all know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
but we won't say it on the live.
I actually don't know.
Yes, you do.
You got to explain it. Like get spanked?
Yes, Pentecostal. I didn't get spanked, brother. I didn't get spanked because that wasn't spanking. But yeah,
It's just a regular fight.
right. I won the fight and the war, or I lost the fight and the war.
Anthony says,
was
bro,
bad.
silence is the worst punishment.
Yeah,
Yo,
for
that
real.
reminds me. So
Because
whenever
you can't leave,
You
though.
can't Nope. leave.
You can't
Nope.
leave
You
because
can't get up.
so my
I should
dad
have went home. I should have left.
my dad worked from home, and literally my mom would always like send us in to get spanked, and she'd be like, okay, in your dad's office. So we'd have to go in and tell him what we did, and he'd be like, okay, sit there. We'd sit there for 30, 40 minutes,
Yes,
just
the anticipation is the
the
craziest thing.
worst.
Oh my gosh. It's like when your parents, well, y'all wouldn't know. Never mind. I was going to say, like,
we have parents.
when your no. I mean, yeah. But you never got a report card sent home.
Oh no, we didn't.
Yeah. When your
Nope.
parents open the report card and they sit it out so that when you get home from school, you know that they opened it. And it's, oh my gosh.
Lots of trauma.
It's just sitting there
my
waiting for
Oh,
you.
gosh.
that's trauma.
Like-
that is a lot of trauma.
So
Trauma,
okay,
y'all.
enlighten me. Do you know what your report card says before your parents see it?
Absolutely you do.
Because
you get the grades.
Your teachers would tell you, like, listen, this is your grades. You need to pull them up.
Okay.
And I'd be like, yeah, I'll get them. Never did because I was a class clown. So, like, literally, I would get home and it would be open and I'd go upstairs immediately. I wouldn't say hi to nobody. I wouldn't go to the fridge. I wouldn't turn on TV. I'd go upstairs and I'd just wait because I know without a shadow of a doubt that my mom and dad have seen this and it's bad. It's over. It's a wrap. So, yeah, man. Hey, but listen, I became who I am because of my parents. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but
We'll take it. You turned out all right.
I came out well.
I also don't know if that's a good or bad.
Jury's still out. This is a story from Zach. He said, one night for youth group, we blindfolded 6 people and told them that there was a tarp that had goldfish all over it. Then we told them to walk across the tarp all at once. As they were walking across the tarp, they started stepping on these goldfish. Tears were literally streaming down the girls' faces, and the guys were gagging. 2 of the girls even ran off and cried in the bathroom. But what the blindfolded people didn't know is all we did was toss a cup of peaches on the tarp.
Oh, that's trauma.
Right. Here's the question.
That's terrible.
Why?
That's
I
kind of
say-
funny, though. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of funny.
I thought it was going to be the snack that smiles back, but
Not goldfish. Oh, God.
But they should have just thrown real ones.
What do you have
Up,
against
up
goldfish?
it.
but
What do you have against
why?
Like, why
Speaking
can
of goldfish,
we as
we have some
churches-
goldfish merch.
Why can we as churches
YGCpodcast.com. Go check it out.
not be okay with just leaving animals alone? Like,
This is
can we
every-
just do that, please? Like, can we just do that? Did y'all? Yo, yesterday we read a story about how this man allowed a goat to chill with these kids at camp the whole week, and then the last night he sacrificed them. Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
Like, are you freaking kidding me?
No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that.
And
because
the joke that I came up with, I can't say because it's actually very bad. But
Did you say it last night? I don't remember.
no, I told Micah, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna. But
Listen,
either way, like,
that
you
goat-
can't do that.
Right, that goat was named.
He's
that
a
goat
mascot.
Oh, it was
fed.
there all week.
That goat, right? Like that goat became their best friend. And then you're just like, and sacrifice. Like, what are you proving? We don't have to do that anymore. So what are you proving?
So why don't we just leave animals alone as churches?
We
The
wouldn't,
spotless lamb came.
we wouldn't
and
have a
now we're good.
podcast if people left animals out of the out of youth group.
That's apparently very clearly true.
If you guys have stories you want to send into the show, stories@ygcpodcast.com is where you can send them. This is a story from Levi. Levi said, while we were playing games at youth group, some 6th graders started provoking me, urging me to fight with them. They surrounded me, but I managed to throw them to the ground without any issue. However, one of them suddenly charged at me, sprinting towards me. I stood there, perplexed, wondering why the 6th grader was running towards me. When he reached me, he kicked me in the shin, resulting in a loud snap. Except, I was fine.
Oh,
Worse.
But the 6th grader fell to the ground in tears, crying for 10 minutes straight about his leg. The next morning, I received a text from the youth pastor informing me that this kid had literally broken his leg in half.
Okay. What?
Literally the definition of mess around and find
First
out.
of all,
Hold on, because I have a question.
What?
Could you read the beginning of this story again?
While we were playing games at youth group, some 6th graders started provoking me, urging me to fight them.
Okay.
Have you ever been around
Okay.
kids though? They
No,
always...
but hold on. Read the next
Just
part.
read the whole thing again.
Read the next part.
This part gets
They surrounded me, but I managed to throw them to the ground without any issue.
Yeah. Why the frick are you putting your hands on 6th graders?
Bro, if you have
No.
yes.
No. You're not throwing
Yes.
them to the ground. You're moving them out the way and
he's
leaving.
like,
I doubt
bro, I
he was
can
like
beat up
WWE
any 6-year-old.
SmackDown. I'm sure he was like pushing them off, getting them to the ground. I
no.
doubt.
He said
He did say
throw
throw.
I'm
them
giving him
to
the benefit
ground.
of the
It's
doubt.
also
That's the kid's fault.
the weirdest
Beatrice said.
brag.
the kid's fault.
It's the weirdest.
That is 100% the
What's
kid's
wrong
fault.
with
It's
y'all?
the weirdest
100%.
brag to be like, yeah, I beat up so
Yeah.
many 6-year-olds or
Yeah, I
6th
was getting
graders,
attacked
dude.
by some 6th graders.
Yo, have you
and I
actually-
managed to throw one to the ground, and I got free. But then he came
But-
back, kicked me in the shin, and I
but-
broke his shin.
Here's the
Don't
thing.
mess with me.
Here's the thing about the
I
broken
bully
shin.
6th graders.
Step out the way, dude.
Like, move, bro.
why
What's
are
wrong
you?
with you?
Why are you just like still like
Or
just
you
move
can
out
say,
the way?
or you can say,
Someone just said, Isaiah, you were willing to fight a toddler in the dark.
yeah, absolutely. Because what the frick is a toddler doing in a church at midnight? But these kids, like, come on, bro. I was.
Yo, I'm glad you all got the receipts on here.
'cause
That's all I
a
gotta
demonic
say.
toddler. That's a demon. That's a demon. That's a demon.
Even if it's not, it is.
If you
It's
guys
no one's
have stories you want to send into the show, stories at
Why are you provoked by a
ygcpodcast.com.
6th grader?
Okay, dude, I
wrong
am with
with you?
this guy.
What's wrong with you?
All kids want to do is prove that they're tough, and they all gang up and start punching you in the balls and like getting you everywhere. And yes, I would be throwing kids too. That literally is all they do. I was a camp counselor. Like they literally do this. Okay, we'll do one more story here. Let me find a good one.
That's great.
Yeah, okay.
He said, I managed to get one down and leave. But then he charged at me, sprinting.
This is a story from Sarah. We'll close with this one. Our youth pastor came up with a game where the students were tasked with finding as much roadkill as they could in an hour, put it in the car, and bring it back to the
Some
church.
back road country stuff.
Literally
This was in
no
Wellsburg.
gloves or sanitary precautions were taken. And these dead animals were grabbed with bare hands and thrown into the cars full of other youth students. What also was not taken into account was the smell that these animals would cause
Absolutely.
in the cars of the students.
Yeah.
What's worse is the smell didn't leave these cars for months because it sank into the carpet.
Absolutely it did.
Because that's not how smells work. They don't just go away when the source leaves.
Right.
During the game, the smell was downright potent, and people were gagging and
Yeah.
gasping for air in the car.
Of course.
It literally took months for the smell to go away.
Of course it did.
Why? That is my only question.
You want to know why?
Why?
It has to do with the sound why.
Just to add.
Yeah. All you
And
got to do
Isaiah
is
is saying backcountry white people is
Yeah.
what he's saying.
absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And and I back him.
Jeff says
thank you. I
West
appreciate
Virginia.
that.
Yeah,
Because
it
here's
was
the thing.
us.
You're
I am
not-
guilty.
Here's
Guilty.
the thing.
Okay.
I'm
Black
not.
dudes are never doing that.
I'm not.
Never ever.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not.
Yo, did you hear that? Isaac said, or who was it? Let me see. Someone said at least the church had a good potluck that week.
Somebody says, for what purpose?
Right. What are you gonna do with those animals? Like what?
That's what I
what's
was
the
wondering.
end
Like,
goal?
what's the end game here?
If
Like, where do
somebody
they go?
else puts only in Ohio, I lived in Ohio for 7 years, and I had never,
Bro,
ever been asked.
it could literally be Ohio.
It could literally be any state.
Here's the thing, though.
I thought of Mississippi for some reason.
Levi
I don't
says
know.
they're doing it this weekend.
Alabama.
Outside, like if we're talking about like Ashtabula, Ohio, that's 100%
Don't
happening
make
in
fun of
Ashtabula.
Ashtabula.
100% that's happening in Ashtabula.
No, actually, yes. I know for a fact. I know it for a fact. Yes, sir. That definitely probably happened in Ohio.
Well, guys, we will wrap it up right there. If you are listening to this and you have a story, one more time, you can send in your stories to stories@ygcpodcast.com. We also have a website that is live with information on the podcast, how you can book us to come to an event. We have merch on there that you can check out, and then it links to all our social medias as well. You can check us out on TikTok, on Instagram, and Instagram is where we go live for these podcasts, sometimes even months before they air on Apple and Spotify. So be sure to check that out. But Gabe and Isaiah, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you being here on the show.
Yeah.
What were you laughing? Did someone say something funny?
Yeah.
What'd
Somebody
they say?
said only Baptists.
Oh, wow.
We don't agree. We don't agree here at this podcast.
It's just funny.
Absolutely. It's just funny. We do not take any type of stance on politics such as
Church politics.
church politics. Absolutely.
The worst kind of politics.
But anyway, thank you guys, and we will see all of you next week.
Love y'all.